Solar energy is getting its time in the sun in Singapore, with demand increasing by as much as 20% since the pandemic began. COVID-19 seems to be prompting an interest in renewables, which are perceived as more resilient to supply shocks. But new solar projects are facing delays. Isabel Lim with more.
The Straits of Johor will be home to one of the world's largest offshore solar farms. That is, when it finally gets off the ground at the end of the year, at least 9 months late. Work stopped when COVID-19 spread in migrant worker dormitories earlier this year.
We only managed to continue up on the optimal speed of installation sometime only in, I think, July, August. All our other installation in Singapore on rooftops are all affected by this.
Solar projects like those at Lower Seletar and Bedok reservoirs, which were expected to be ready, are also delayed till next year. But the pandemic has an unexpected silver lining. It seems to have spurred interest in greener energy, which is seen as being more resilient to disruptions. Sansip says demand for solar power among households has ticked up by about 10%. For Sembcorp, total demand has gone up by about 20%. It says some even hope to install their own solar panels so they can be more self-sufficient.
After this COVID experience, people tend to believe that adverse impact does happen and affect lives. So customers are actually more interested in the sustainable journey, how it will help in the climate change.
And while Sembcorp can still meet this added interest, solar firms are making it a priority to buffer against the disruptions by adjusting supply chains and labour needs.
Some of our concrete and our aluminium and steel is coming from Malaysia now. We are also continuously looking at other countries so that we have a diversified supply chain. We are trying to see how to improve the methods of installation, the design, so that the dependency on foreign workers is reduced.
Both firms are also building up their local workforce, hiring for more than 400 jobs in recent months. All this is crucial, with Singapore aiming to expand solar energy deployment by almost 4 times within 5 years. But further challenges lie on the horizon.
Solar is inherently variable with every cloud that moves over, the power generation goes down. And this needs to be managed. It will be a blend of different technologies, storage, demand-side management, forecasting. And that will help us to really keep the Singapore grid stable.
For now, the momentum seems to be holding globally. The International Energy Agency expects 90% of new electricity generation this year to be from renewables.